Hi everyone, I hope everybody is healthy and is very comfortable in loving themselves and accepting themselves. So, today, what we learn how to observe your mind and why it is important to observe your mind. Everybody knows that mind is created by you, but the brain is gifted by you when you're born. So, when you create your mind, there are so many things that go unwanted in your mind just because your five senses are acting so well, they're seeing, they're observing. But do you think you are really observing when you're gulping things? Because you're unconsciously taking in so many things that are not required for you because you're stopping your growth. And to become unstoppable, you have to find what is right for you and discard what is wrong for you. So let's take an example. When you have a telescope in your hand, you tend to observe the sky and you change the focus and the direction to the moon. The moon can be seen very clearly only when you adjust the focal length of the telescope or play with the settings of the telescope, right? So in the process, what you're doing, you're changing things to completely focus on the moon and not the stars and not the hues in the sky, just on the moon. So that is also applicable to you. The object to focus on is your mind, and who's the telescope? The telescope is your soul. That soul will observe the object, that is mind, and that will only change the focal length and the settings to observe your mind properly. So when you talk about settings or when you talk about the focal length, the power that the soul has, it is like wherever you want to focus on the mind, your soul changes your perspective or so it changes your direction. So for example, I want to see what is the garbage that I do have in my mind. And I start to focus on that. And by garbage, you know what I mean, the negative thoughts. That's the garbage. The negative thoughts, like if I'm angry on someone, my anger is busting out. If I focus on that, it will increase and keep on increasing. But if I want to see only positive thoughts in our mind and see like what did I have or what do I already have in my store that is very positive, I'll focus on that positivity, and everything which is very, 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 very positive in my mind, it will pop out and it will start displaying. Where would it display? Good question. So your soul is your observer and the object to observe is your mind, and that mind has n number of thoughts that you are creating or you are unconsciously absorbing from other people or from the physical world that you are living in by seeing the objects or by meeting people. So to go in depth, I'll take one more example. I sit and watch a movie. In that movie, there are characters who are playing certain roles, and there is a hero or a heroine, and the whole storyline is revolving around that hero. So that time you're actually observing, you are still, you are just watching that movie, and processing or absorbing what the storyline is. So when you are observing your mind, you are the hero or the heroine, and all the thoughts that are coming to you are the script, or they're all coming from the other people or the characters who are the role players in your life. So when you're observing the mind, what you're doing, you are trying to find out what is the script that I am adhering to be very precise or be more clear enough to help you digest that. I'll make up a story of my own. So for example, I am an engineer and I am working on a research project. In that, what I have to do, I have to just observe things. By observing things, I mean I have to see the microscope or the microorganism using that microscope, and I have to start to process those things. So when I'm processing by seeing things, it is like observing things, and that is what is called as observation. So when you're observing, you are simultaneously processing what you are taking in. So your mind is an instrument that is taking in information from everywhere. So when I am a researcher, I take things like, okay, this microorganism has a shape which is like amoeba. Some microorganism has a shape which is distorted or which is very precisely spherical. Some microorganisms might appear blue, some might appear green. So these are kind of nitty and gritty information that I am actually seeing, and I am absorbing that in the mind, and my mind is processing. So who's the processor? My soul is the processor by the subconscious mind. So that information is going into my mind and I am processing. That is my part 1. Next day I come and I start to see other microorganisms. Maybe today I am seeing fungi. Yesterday I was seeing amoeba. So today I'll see fungi from the same perspective, and I'll also observe that. And then next day I come back and I see, okay, now I got to know what is the difference between amoeba and fungi. How does that happen? It happened only because I had processed that information, and now I can make out the exact difference of color between amoeba and fungi. I know what is the makeup. I know if they have funnels on their body or their spores in their body, how they move. I have everything, and that's stored in my mind. So that is how you come into the power of observation, and that is what is known as observation. Now, when in life you are here, you are living in this world where you have everything that you can see, like pictures or paintings or the cars that you have, the gadgets that you have, you're actually a role player playing a role of an engineer or a doctor or a dancer or a hero or an actor, and you are having objects or people around you who are actually making the world around you. So that is the world you are living. So you are a hero, and you are actually learning and growing from everything that is around you. Now, when I talk about observation here, what I'll pick is how would I understand what I am observing, or where is that application of observation coming? Now, for example, in that role play that you are playing, again, I'll go back to the example of engineer, and I'm working in a company and something unexpected happens to me. And the unexpected thing is, for example, I was not able to perform well that day, or I was actually not able to communicate well what I was trying to, but my boss did not understand, and we ran into a deep communication or exchanging of thoughts. But then also he was not clear what I am trying to speak, and he is actually talking about something which I am not gathering attention to or not able to understand. Now I come back home and my mind is constantly thinking, and it's on my mind like, why does that happen to me? Now this is where observation comes into role. First of all, you have to sit quietly with yourself, and when you start to observe or see what you have got every day from that scene, that is your take or the action where you were the hero and your boss was your other role player, you'll start to visualize that or think about that, and that whole scene will appear in front of you. Now, when that whole scene is appearing in front of you, when you're sitting in silence or meditating or very quiet and reviewing that, you'll find those nitty-gritties where subconscious mind will be actually telling you this is where you went wrong. So if you were not able to understand your boss, or if you were not able to throw your thoughts properly to your boss, your subconscious mind will tell you this is where you went wrong, or this is what you were meant to say, or you wouldn't have very clear ideas on what you were saying. That is why you were not able to communicate properly. So that is what I was trying to explain you by a role player or a hero. So you are a hero, and when you come back, you are actually observing your life by the help of your soul, where your mind has collected everything consciously or subconsciously from that scene that you were playing the role in. Now, when you're observing, you'll get to know where you went wrong. You'll also get to know where you went right, and you'll not repeat that mistake again. When you'll not repeat that mistake again, that clearly means that you've learned from that mistake, which was meant to happen, so that you can grow. And next day you go back and you sit with your boss again, and you deliver all your thoughts very clearly to him, and he agrees to what you were thinking or your idea. Now, why this happened? This happened only and only because you inside your mind became very clear of your thoughts, and you were able to actually collect all those thoughts in sequence to deliver it to your boss the next day. So, don't you think this observation is very important? And this observation is not for your professional growth. It is actually to grow so that you know and you understand your mistake yourself. So if I pick this word, yourself, it has two parts, your plus self, which is you. So nobody in the world will actually come to know what mistake you are making, because they are not the role player in your play in which you are the hero. So hero, why the person is a hero? Because they are the best person to play that role. So you are the best person to play the role in your life. That is why you have to turn to yourself, asking the question where I am going wrong or why I am going wrong, or what is the solution to this problem. After some time, when you get so skilled in observation or observing your mind that troubles you or tickles you or helps you lose your focus, you will be very social in yourself, and by that I mean you will be very solution oriented, and then you can start to observe other people's life also, and you might also become like a solution giver to them, because you have helped yourself to make this process imbibe in you. So when you are in a process of observing, it will slow down your fast moving, I would say, reels in which you are the hero, and it will slow down those thoughts or those pictures so well that in that slow motion you will get to know everything that you're meant or you're asking for solutions for. So for example, there is a song and I'm listening to that song at its normal speed, right? And for example, I am not able to understand the meaning of that song, and to understand that meaning I have to really focus on the lyrics, and the song is so fast that I'm not able to pick those words. What I'll do, I'll slow down the speed of that song with the feature which is like 0.5x of that speed or 0.05 of that speed, and x is that normal speed, right? So when I decrease the speed of that song, I would be able to pick the lyrics of those songs, right? And when I pick the lyrics of that song, I would be able to understand what is the meaning of this song. That exactly happens to you when you observe your mind. So observation is something that you have, but you really have to practice it so that you can enhance and polish that skill and repair yourself. And once you start to do that, you don't have to go to get advice from other people, because the other person will, maybe they might give you the best advice for yourself, or the same advice that you are meant to hear, that because that is how the universe works. But even if you take the advice or hear the words from the other person, you will come back and analyze or process that again to understand if it is really right for me and should I do that. And when you ask your question, should I do that? You're asking yourself, you're asking your soul. And again, the observation will come into power. So you have those different focal lens or the filters within you, and your life is actually a mirror. Everybody who is a character in your life, which is a role play, they are helping you to learn, because if you're not able to understand yourself, or if you're not able to observe yourself to learn, the external world is helping you to understand what you have to learn. So that is how your life is a mirror. It is reflecting back what you're supposed to learn. Either you learn by observing yourself in silence, or if you're not able to do that, it is happening externally by other people or the script that you are given to follow. So I hope I have made sense and I've given some information that will help you to observe yourself. And this is very valuable because it will help you to accept yourself And by accepting here, I mean you have the power to accept everything that you are creating. So your anger, your intolerance, your all negative traits that look negative to you will actually make sense to you, and it will change to all positive traits only by observing. And then you will understand that this, if I was angry, I was supposed to learn how to stop that anger. And to stop that anger, you have to actually observe yourself using your soul power to stop that anger from coming back to you again and again. And how you'll do that? You'll observe why you are getting angry, what is making you angry, so that you can consciously control that anger, and you can understand this was making me angry and I'll not let my peace go again and again. So those are your triggers in your life. So every trigger in your life may be anger, may be insulting or getting insulting by somebody. Anything which you think is a negative thing that is happening in your life is actually a positive thing that is teaching you that you should not do that. So who will change your perspective? Your mind will not change your perspective until and unless you start to observe your mind. So it's important that you observe your mind, understand yourself, accept all the traits that you have, and neutralize yourself not to actually engage with everything, but to stay very still and stable. So when you practice this observation of mind every day, you will actually accept yourself, and you will reach to a stage where you will get so strong, or I would say not engage yourself into negativity or positivity. Everything will be like, this is neutral for me. At that point, nothing will make you sad and nothing will make you happy, because you are so balanced. You will just watch everything like a movie. You'll not be more emotional, you'll not cry a lot, you'll not be very, very, very happy. You'll be very pleasantly happy. You'll be stable, and nothing in the world can then drag you in something that you don't want to do, or nothing in the world can drag you to something that you have to do. Everything at that moment will make sense to you, because you have started to question yourself by observing, like, if something is right for me, or if some person is right for me. That is why it is always said that all the answers are within you. And since our childhood, we have been actually observing everybody around us. We know what is the strength or the weakness of the other person, but we don't know the strength or weakness of ourselves. And that is the most difficult thing to discover, because that is the path to get to know yourself. You know what? You are here only to know yourself, because that's the path that will help you to understand everybody who is around you. And this is like deep, because this is an experience. That is why life is an experience. To experience something, you have to go through it, you have to walk through it. So you have to start to walk through yourself. You always look for things which are in the outside world, because you don't know there is something very deep or very interesting that you have to decode within. And who will tell you this? Nobody tells you this, because you always ask a question like, why something bad is happening to me? Have you ever asked why something good is happening to me? Why I was born in so and so family where everything is already provided and you have to just sit and you'll get everything there. Why somebody is cooking food for you? Not everybody is lucky to have cooked food on their table, right? So everybody is at a very, very different stage. But when you really start to ask the question why something is making me happy, or why something is not given to me, or why something very, very wrong is happening to me, that's the only time when a human being asks like, why this is happening to me. So that is where you start to learn, because every moment you are here to learn. And you can only learn where you are observing. Like, you are not engaged with the situation. You are not too emotional. When you are in your emotion, you are all soaked into the situation. You are not able to even interpret what wrong did you do. To find out what mistake did you commit, you have to actually make yourself understand, okay, I did a mistake. And that's the knowing that you will get from observing your mind. Because people say, I didn't do anything. But someday they realize deep within, okay, that was my mistake. So go into that realization, you have to let your soul speak. You have to let your inner voice speak. And that is where observation of your mind comes into play. So I hope everybody now knows what is observation and what's the difference between seeing and observation, and why observation is really a tool that helps you to grow, and what's the magic of observation. Everybody in this world has that. It's not like special to me or something that I have. It is there with everybody. It's just you are so engaged with everything out that you're not able to engage with yourself. So when you start to be yourself, you start to know what gifts you have, and that observation is gift for you. So unwrap yourself, observe yourself, and observe what's in your mind and what changes you need to do. And until unless you start to observe your mind, you'll not get to know what's in your mind. So I'll leave you with a very interesting thing today. There's a song and it's called Zombie, and the lyrics are, in your head. Everything is in your head. It is really in your head. So to open your head, like a mechanic opens an automobile, to see where the problem is, you have to open it, and you'll know what I'm talking about. So happy zombieing. Listen to that song slowly, steadily, or Google the lyrics. You'll know what I'm trying to speak. And I today, I am sure that I've delivered the message very, very, very clearly. To observe yourself. It's the best thing that you can do. Stand in the mirror. See yourself. You're very beautiful. You are observing. You're not seeing then. So I love you all. Take care. I know you're blessed with everything. Keep smiling, and I'll see you again. Bye.